Welcome everyone! This video is going to cover how to make character clothes with kombucha leather. You're going to need one paper doll cutout. I have a bunch of them here, so I'm going to go ahead and choose one that I like. You're also going to need some markers or crayons just to color on the characters later to decorate them. Some scissors to cut out the kombucha leather, natural plant materials for decoration, white glue, and a brush so that you can stick the kombucha leather onto the paper, or some clear tape. Alright, let's get started. These are some pieces of kombucha leather that I grew at home. So what you're going to do is take your paper doll, open it up, and you can put kombucha leather in between the doll and the back of the paper. This is how you will dress your doll. So you can see I'm just kind of playing around with them. At this point you don't have to glue anything down. You can just play around with layering, see if you want it, how you want to arrange the kombucha leather. You can also use construction paper if you want to add different colors. Once you know how you want your doll to be dressed, you can go ahead and cut out pieces of kombucha leather. The goal is to use as little kombucha leather as possible so that you can save it for other kombucha leather projects. So just cut out what you need to fit behind the doll's outline. As I'm cutting out my pieces, here are some ideas for how you can dress your character. Maybe you dress them as your favorite superhero, or you give them the latest fashion trends. You can even pull inspiration from your culture. We dress our character dolls in a sari and a cheapal. After you arrange your pieces the way you like them, you cut them out. You're going to use either glue or tape to hold down the pieces of kombucha leather. If you are using glue, you don't need to use that much. So all you're going to do is put a little bit of glue on your kombucha leather, and then you're going to take your paintbrush and just spread it out. You don't need too much glue or it's going to get kind of sticky and hard to use. So put some glue on the back and hold it down. If you're using tape, it's easier. You just have to tape the kombucha leather onto the paper. If it isn't sticking, just try to hold it down longer and add a little bit of glue at a time if you need to. If your kombucha leather is really sticky, you can skip this step and just press the kombucha leather straight onto the paper. You can try this before you add glue. Sometimes your kombucha leather will be sticky enough that it doesn't need glue or tape to hold onto the paper. You can also experiment with replacing glue and tape with water. If you brush water onto the back of kombucha leather, it becomes sticky. Now your doll is completely dressed in kombucha leather. If you would like, now's the time when you can add some natural plant materials onto your character. If you want to add a little bit more personality, you can use something you find in the park, your backyard, at school, any plant materials. Make it more personal and more fun. So I'm playing around here, seeing maybe I want to give her hair with this plant material, but I'm going to decide to give her a flower tutu. So I'm just going to place them first to get an idea of how I want it to look, and once I have it placed, I'm going to glue it down. So there's her little skirt. I'm using dried sunflower petals from my backyard for this. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is put some glue down, help them stick. I'm just going to line up the sunflower petals the way I want them to look, as if she was wearing a tutu. And you can use plant materials in a lot of different ways to add accessories. You can make them have hair, you can give them something that they're holding, maybe it's ruffles on their shirt. So I am almost done putting down these sunflower petals, and what I'm doing now is I'm going to take kombucha leather, I'm going to make a thin strip of it like it's a belt. And this way I'm hoping to make sure that all of the flower petals stay down on the paper. I'm just going to put a little bit of kombucha leather over the flower petals, and this should make them stick down onto the paper. Yay, so now she has a flower tutu. I'm going to keep on adding some more flowers and leaves to decorate. Right now she's holding a little dried flower from my front yard, and it's her flower lantern. Maybe I'll give her some hair with juniper leaves. This is one of my favorite parts about this activity. Before I get started with decorating my character card, I go out to the park, I walk around my backyard, and I just pick up different leaves and flowers that I find on the ground. Alright, now is the time that if you are satisfied with all of the plant materials you put onto your character, you can start decorating the card with some color. I use crayons and Sharpies, but you can use colored pencils, Crayola markers, whatever you have around the house. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going through, I'm giving her some greenery, giving her sun, and I'm using crayons to do that. Now I put down the plant material and then started decorating with color, but it doesn't matter what order you do it in. So I'm going to go through, I'm drawing a little rainbow behind my character. Drawing on the card is a great way to give your character some more background. It's like the background story of your character can be drawn through the colors on your card. Maybe they're in a shopping center. Maybe they're in the middle of a forest, or they're in their house. This is one place you can really start to add some personality and story behind your character. We would really like to see how your characters turned out. So if you do get the chance to make one of these, post it with the hashtag GIY Bio Buddies, and we'll come take a look at it. Happy kombucha crafting! See you guys next time. Bio Buddies out.